What's happening, YouTubers? It's your boy CB, and we are back for my favorite segment on the channel, Huddle Watch Alongs with Recruits. On today's episode, for you guys that like trench bullies and that can affect the game from the interior, whether that's being an effective pass rusher or run stuffer, someone that is a complete three-down defensive lineman that has the versatility to give you basically anything that Lance Guidry wants to do up front. Mykah Newton can do. Comes from a fantastic program down at Newberry, but you don't want to hear from me. You want to hear from the superstar himself. 3-star Miami commit, one of the baddest dudes in the trenches you will find in this class. Mykah Newton coming from Newberry. How's it going, bro?
It's going well. It's going well, man. I'm ready to just get out there and go compete, man. Go Canes, baby.
So we talked about this a little bit beforehand, but before we get into, I want to recap last season, but it's pretty close to you reporting as an
Yeah.
early enrollee. Can you talk to what it took in your journey to become an early enrollee, though? I think a lot of times we see or we hear early enrollee, and as
Mhm.
fans, we love it because you guys get in early, you get a head
Yeah.
start. But we don't always see the work that it takes to be able to become an early enrollee. So can you talk about some of the process that it took?
I mean, it's a whole lot of hard work and dedication. You know, my mom was a single parent, so it was like it's times we had to set up classes for go to virtual school. I mean, I'm in school the whole day. It was never no break. It was school, practice, and school. So even during the summer, it was always just working. It's either I'm doing working out or then the school work. So it was a lot of hard work, dedication. You know, basically just pray throughout the whole process, man, because it was hard, man. I'm telling you, it was one of the hardest things ever. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to teach some teachers not cooperate. I had to let a lot of teachers know. I had to let them know that I'm trying to graduate early, man. So kind of cooperate with me. So, like we had to switch the timelines on when I finished the classes. So it was a lot of getting teachers to know. It was a lot of things. Like it was a lot, especially in school. It was hard too.
Yeah, because you got to educate them too if they're new to this
Mhm.
process. That's gonna help
Yeah,
somebody in the future at Newberry, but
yeah,
for
for
you,
sure.
it was probably still tough for a teacher going
Yeah,
like, "Wait, I have to do what?"
yeah.
So how was it balancing all that, Mykah? So obviously you're on the other side of that, bro.
Mhm.
About to report in a couple
Yeah.
weeks, so you're on the other side of it. But going back a little bit, how was it balancing school, football, work outside of football? You play 5-on-5 during the
Yeah.
summer. You gonna work out with your own team and your own guy outside of
Yeah.
work. The work
Yeah.
Newberry wants you to do. You're
Hmm.
missing class. You missing parties. You missing friends'
Yeah.
birthdays. You're missing outings. How is it balancing all that while trying to take recruiting visits and trips
Mhm.
and how can that seems like it can be extremely
Yeah.
overwhelming for a 16, 15, 17-year-old. How was it
Yeah.
throughout your process balancing that?
So for me, I say it was a level of maturity, man. It was a lot of realizing what I have to do. It was realizing like where I want to go and what I prayed to do. I have to do it myself. I got to pray for what I asked for. I mean, I got to do for what I got to do what I prayed for. So it was a lot of maturity, man. Because with me, my freshman year, I wasn't goofy, but man, I was a very hard person. I was a very hard person to get to go on the straight road, man. Like it was hard, man. So it was a lot of maturity, man. Because I also started very early with doing the classes, so I had 3 years to get all of them out the way. Basically, like 3 years, and I ended up making them short because I ended up, having shortcuts to the classes. I'm like, okay, I can go in and get these classes done quick. So I got like sometimes I got a whole class done in 3 weeks. And I'm like, okay, well, I can keep doing that, man. I was getting out of the way back to back while doing workouts, while doing school workouts, while doing schoolwork and schoolwork. So it was just a level of maturity for me, man.
I don't think people, the reason I asked that is I don't think people understand the dedication and
Yeah,
like you said, you started this early. So we're talking about being 15, having the
hmm,
wherewithal to go, all right,
yeah,
in 3 years, in 4 years, I want to get there early. So I have to
hmm,
start now.
yeah,
That's different, bro. As 14, 15-year-olds, we trying to play
yeah,
ball and
yeah,
Madden. Like, you know
yeah.
what I'm
You,
so
you trying to
it's
get you trying to get out there already.
I love that insight to now I didn't know where I was going or even if I
Yeah,
was going to Miami when I was 14,
yeah,
but I knew I'm going. So I
yeah.
know I have to start early. I have to start now. You feel like freshmen or sophomores at Newberry that's getting to watch you or a
Hmm,
Jarquez Carter go through this process. You feel
hmm,
like it's going to be a little bit easy for them when they go through it now because they're seeing what you guys had to do, how to
hmm,
take visits, how to construct your weekend. Yo, how you playing 5-on-5? You got a test, and
yeah,
we got practice and you going to Iowa State for a visit. Like, how do you schedule that?
Yeah,
You feel like
yeah.
some of the younger guys got a little bit of a leg up now, getting to watch how you handled it with grace and maturity?
So I really think that's like a huge thing that played a part because we were like a generational, like we was like we had like we carried the team from start to bottom, like we was really not a good Newberry team. So I guess with them guys looking up to us, they can see that okay, they can have a better control of the recruiting process. Because when I was getting recruited, I was still learning, even though I was deep in the recruitment process. So it was, I guess it'll give them more of a leg up because they know what to do and they will know how to handle it, and they can also get tips from me anytime. They know they can contact me anytime they want to. So that'll really be the whole thing. But we got a couple of guys, and I'm gonna try to get them to come to Miami too, man. So I want
Let's
them to come there.
go.
So yeah,
So let's fast forward now. We talked about the beginning of the journey. We talked about how the journey happened. Now I want to
yeah,
talk about signing day, bro, because this is a young man that clearly from 14 you had a goal in mind.
yeah,
Clearly early. You don't start taking early classes and summer classes
yeah,
without thinking ahead of time going, I'm gonna be a D1 football player. Your
yeah.
family had got to see that journey. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like you said, single parent, she watching you grind, she watching you
Yeah.
stay after, run after, lift after,
Mhm.
she watching you soared, can't
Mhm.
get up, and then you still
Yeah.
going out and working out. What
Yeah.
was it like that day that you signed those papers saying, I'm gonna be a Miami Hurricane, not just for you? What was it
Yeah.
like for the family as well?
I mean, man, like, so with me, it was like kind of a breath of fresh air, man. It's like, you signed the paper and it's like all your hard work is all in the paper. All the hard work and dedication, all the nights you prayed, ask God to help you, guide you through on life. All that's on the paper. Like, proof is in the pudding right there, man. Especially for the family. All my family came out there and supported me, man. So they was really, really happy. My grandma think I'm famous, man. I'm like, man, grandma, I ain't famous, bro. I'm like,
Let's
man, you.
go.
I'm like, come on, you been knowing me for almost my whole life, man. She looked my name up on Safari. She see the name. She like, you, hey, nah, grandson, you famous? I'm like, come on, nah, it's just regular. I'm just regular person. And then
Oh
she
nah,
just,
you on YouTube now after this
yeah,
too. She really
yeah.
she really gonna
So
think you famous now.
I'm like, man, it was crazy. So I'm kind of like a generational kid for my dad and my mama's side. I'm nobody ever went to the D1 level or graduated early, just like me. So it's a huge anomaly for me because it's like, man, like we're gonna have more people down. Like I passed generations passed on. It's gonna be more coming up. So that's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I want to get into people now or to our family now that we can do it.
How much pride you take in that? I thought that's an awesome. the
Yeah,
the way you think about this is really dope. It's not even
yeah,
just so much I'm going to Miami. It's now, but
yeah,
now little cousins in the
yeah.
future don't get. No one's
Yeah,
gonna be able
man.
to tell them no. Nobody's gonna be able
Yeah,
to tell them I can't do something. If
yeah,
somebody gonna say, man, I want to hoop, I want to go to UCF. Someone's gonna say, well,
yeah,
man, ain't nobody in our family hoop. They're gonna say, well, before Mykah, ain't nobody
yeah,
go to Miami, fam. So
yeah.
if he showed me I can do it, how much
Yeah.
pride do you take in that?
Man, I take a lot of pride. When you bring up cousins, I have a little cousin. His name, we call him Little Trillion, man. So he look up to me so much, man. So we can like it'll be another team on the TV, right? He be like, "Go, Michael, go!" I'm like, "Bro, I'm not even." I got a whole video, bro. He like, "Go, run the ball!" Oh, I'm like, bro, I'm not even out there. Then when he see me in person, yeah, like I don't know who I am. I'm like, bro, you know who I am, bro. He all up
Uh,
on me and all that. So it'd be the funniest thing ever. But yeah, I take a lot of pride into it, man. It's kind of like I'm still, kind of taking it in because it was a lot of hard work. I never had a lot of time to think on how much I did, and the kind of pride I carry myself with. 'Cause I'm always doing, I'm always going. I never had the time to think about that. So as I thought about it, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of everything my mama did and my dad did. All the hard work and dedication they put in me. I remember back then, my dad used to have little pillows. Like we started off with pads. Like I remember my first time. I tell you, my first football time, like my first ever doing football. I went out there. It was like we just did cleats. And the next day we came out there. I'm thinking we in cleats, we in pads. So me and my dad had to go to the. We had to we had to go to the store and get shoulder pads and helmets. And
oh, you
that's my
didn't
first.
have pads at the time.
And that was my very first time playing football. And so my first time, I hit somebody so hard. And mind you, I don't know, I'm just running and hit people. So then I think my dad kind of already knew what I was gonna try to come out to be. So we in the backyard. I mean, he had like a little Gatorade pen or a Gatorade bin. He'll sit on it and he'll get a pillow and tell me to tackle him until he fall off. And I tried so hard, and one time I did it, and ever since then I loved it always, man. I loved it always. So I appreciate them for a lot for that, you know.
So from the literally from the first play, it was all about
Yeah,
physicality. From the very
yeah,
first time you
yeah,
strapped on the pad, that's what your dad saw that you didn't see that first time.
yeah,
Because a
yeah.
lot
I
of
didn't
kids don't
see
like being
that.
physical. So he
Yeah,
saw you hit and was like, okay, all right.
yeah,
I could fix anything else, but he want to hit. Yeah,
yeah,
I could work. I could definitely work with that.
yeah.
So you said you haven't had a chance to sit down and really look at it.
Hmm.
Now I mentioned your running mate
Hmm.
Jarquez because, like you said, y'all did something special at New Bedford. For two guys in the middle to be going to Miami and Ohio, that's not
Yeah,
common. I don't care where
yeah,
you go to school, it's not
yeah.
that common. Did y'all have that moment though? At least at the end of the year, maybe while y'all were cleaning out y'all locker room, did y'all have that moment where y'all sat back and appreciated what y'all did, not just for you, but for the logo on the helmet too?
So we haven't really got that ideal moment. We had times I'm like, man, I love you, man. I appreciate you throughout this whole process, man. I like you, my real brother. Cause like me and Quez is like this. Like we work all the time, man. We went through times where sometimes we weren't getting offers. I was talking about him how to help me get offers. So we went through the process together. You know, we just we haven't really had no ideal time, but we're going to talk. We're going to do like a little dinner with our coach, our head coach. He gonna miss us, man. I told him, I'm like, man, you gonna miss us. Don't need to act like you not. So we gonna have it. It's gonna be me, Jarquez, and Logan McLeod. My other like closest friend, like he like my blood brother. Like if blood literally
I
makes us
love
closer.
that.
So we having a little dinner. Maybe we'll have that time. Kind of think about it all the past times from freshman year all the way to senior year. So hopefully we have that time. But I'm looking forward to doing it.
You gotta at least smell the roses a little bit because y'all
Yeah,
have accomplished something here. Like y'all,
yeah,
like you said, it wasn't like Ohio State was regularly coming to that school.
hmm,
Now, players on your team are expecting to be recruited. Now they're
yeah,
expecting Florida to pull up. They're expecting
hmm,
UCF to pull up. They're
hmm,
just expecting this now.
yeah,
Y'all had to make that. Y'all had to
yeah.
set that
Yeah,
foundation.
we had to make the
So
foundation. Yeah,
at some point, I at least want for that dinner for y'all to at least give yourself a little. Hey, we did something here that's gonna last after
yeah,
we left. And for
yeah.
those of y'all wondering, like, all right, I maybe haven't seen the film.
Oh yeah, they're gonna
I
film
got, I
there.
got. Oh, heck yeah! I'm gonna ask you the question that I like to ask every defensive lineman, but for you, it's gonna be harder because you do everything.
Yeah.
If I got to give you a choice, what's more fun? When Newton's balling, do you like getting a sack in a big moment in a game,
Mhm.
or a big tackle for loss where you stuff 4-star, 5-star running back for a big loss at the goal line? What's more enjoyable?
Man. So for the running
Uh-huh.
back, what is the down the distance for the what is the down
We
the
talk all
distance?
right. We talking about fourth and goal, either fourth and goal for the TFL
Mhm.
or fourth down for the sack as well. Both game on the line. I ain't gonna make it easy.
Oh, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. Not gonna lie,
See, it's
I'll
not
say that.
hard for everybody, but you do everything. So I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
he really
yeah,
gonna struggle with this.
yeah. So I'll say a sack, man, because the sack is like I don't know, man. With the sack, I just got so much built up. I can do anything. Like when I'm in the sack, I'm doing everything. Like all that energy is going into that. But I say with running, it's still hard though. But it's probably
See?
like the percentage probably like 40, 60, but like 60% sack, 40%. Like it's hard, man. That's gonna be the hardest thing ever. Not gonna lie to you.
So
Yeah,
I've asked other defensive linemen that, and before this, I was like, "Oh, I gotta ask bro this because he really
yeah,
not gonna have an answer because he do
yeah,
both on back to
yeah,
back plays."
yeah,
Then we get this. All
yeah,
right, how much of this is just not just crazy athleticism?
yeah,
This is film study, bro. You knew
yeah.
this was coming.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody asked me that, bro. Everybody, ever since I got that pick, bro, it's been crazy.
Because this is clearly not overrunning this. You
Yeah,
literally went, oh, hold on. Nah, I know what this is. Backed up,
yeah,
had the
mhm,
athleticism to go up there and catch
yeah,
the screen. What was the sideline like after this, bro?
Man, so after the sideline, I was hitting the celly. I was hitting the kill. I wish I could see the video through. I got the whole video. The whole sideline doing that, man. I'm hype. I barely can breathe, man. I'm over there
Send me
hype,
that
bro.
when we leave, when we
All
get
right,
off
man. I
here. I'm
got
making a
you.
gif out of that. I'm
Oh,
making
I
a gif
got
out
you.
of that.
I most definitely will, man. I'm like, man, I'm hype. I'm like, I ain't like, I'm surprised. Like, I knew it was coming because I've been studying that tackle all week before we played. I'm like, man, I'm like, when he do that screen, he barely go upfield. He be so light in the pass rush, like he's lighter. Most time he heavy on that outside foot. So when I felt the lightness, he came up, touched me. I'm like, oh yeah, it's a screen. I see all them
Yeah.
boys go up. I see all the boys come. See my teammates attacking the quarterback. I'm like, oh yeah, for sure, the screen coming right there. He jumped up. It was all a moment thing. I was like, oh, it's my chance to catch the ball. So I did that. I was hyped, man.
Hey, did you instantly go over to the offensive coordinator and was like, if you need a trick play, you know what I'm saying? If you need
Man, you really read my bro. Literally the whole
yeah,
season.
see, because all y'all
I'm like,
defensive players be the same. That's why
yeah,
it's like,
man.
hey,
I'm like,
look, I'm just saying I got the skills. I'm not saying you got to
yeah,
use them. I'm just
yeah.
saying I got them. I just
It
got them.
was it was in that film. So earlier, I'm like earlier that game, I ended up had like threw it was an out route throwing me, but it was overthrown. I'm like, man, that was my other chance. So I had to come back and catch a pass. Cause I was like, I'm like, coach,
Oh, they
man,
was
come on, put
trying
me
you
out
at
there.
that point.
They was trying me, man. They thinking I ain't thinking I athletic, man. I tell them I'm the most athletic D lineman you would know.
That's
Yeah,
another thing I was going to ask about the versatility,
yeah,
the ability to give your defensive coordinator really the privilege of doing whatever he wants with his defensive line because of
yeah,
you. How
yeah,
much is that something you focused on, not just this year, but throughout your career, to be that guy where offensive coordinators can't key on you for anything? They have no idea what Newton's doing. You may drop back in coverage. I may stun. I may come.
yeah,
I can beat you with power. I can beat you around the edge. I got the bend. How much of that is the hard work that we don't see that led
yeah,
into this guy that can be a complete 3-down defensive lineman?
yeah. So with me, man, so I always, always every time when I train, I just don't do D lineman stuff. I do linebacker stuff, receiver stuff. I try to keep my body athletic because you'll never know when I have to catch somebody at an angle or receive at an angle. So I want to keep my speed always, man. I always was a kind of a big athletic guy. It took me a while to really get into my athleticism. So that's what I really trained for ever since I was 13. I'll be training with the college guys in college when I'm 13. I'm always with them learning new things from them. So with me being athletic, I always kept that. I'm a very compact built guy with long arms, so I had to take advantage. Everything I do, I take advantage of. When it comes to that, the D lineman, I love it. I love mismatches. If I know this person right here can't block me, give me that 1-on-1. I tell coach, I'm like, coach, give me that 1-on-1. I win it every time. I win it every time.
Who put anybody that put their guard 1-on-1 with you
Yeah,
malpractice, and he
yeah,
needed that coach needed to be talked to. So
yeah,
you're about to work under a certified Hall of Famer, gold jacket,
yeah.
Jason Taylor. There's not much more you can say other than the gold jacket, one of the best pass rushers in the history of our game.
hmm
How excited are you to get to work under Coach Jason Taylor and learn some of his tricks and some of his moves?
Yeah, man. So me and my dad are on the same level of excitement. My dad loved Jason Taylor, man. So I'm telling him, man, it's an honor. Honestly, it's an honor. It's a real blessing. Like God has blessed me with Coach Jason Taylor to allow me to further my career to go in the NFL. And it's crazy, man, because you would have never think that with all the blessings that came upon my life, you never think that. So I feel like it's really he's a really good guy, man. I love him, man. He's gonna be a good coach for me. And my dad already man, my God, I can't wait. You Jason Taylor, man. It's crazy. I gotta tell you the first time. So we was on the way to Miami, and Coach JT called me. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, this Jason Taylor. That hold on. He's like, Jason Taylor. I'm like, yeah, that Jason Taylor. And my mama was like, yeah, man, Jason Taylor. He's like, man, you talking about the Hall of Famer, Jason Taylor? You let Michael, bro, we gonna get coached by him. And this was like before
Y'all
I
said it
flipped to
casually,
Miami.
and Dad was like, "Hold on, I need y'all to
Yeah,
understand how big of a deal this is. Like y'all
yeah,
talking like this somebody that
yeah,
everyone should just be getting phone calls from. Like I
yeah,
like that your dad was like, hold on, hold on, hold on.
yeah.
That's who?
Yeah. He was like, man, tell her. Then he went there, and then it's so crazy because he went there and actually saw him in his element. He saw him coaching. He saw him being very coach. He saw the players was being coachable towards him, and he was actually understanding players. He's a very understanding coach. That's what I like about him. There's a lot of players they'll be going through some undercover stuff where they can't really express in words. So if I feel like he'll be the coach that'll talk to him, and try to get an understanding on why they play like that, why he's moving that way. He just try to do everything to help me. I feel like that's a true blessing.
I feel like that's one of the hallmarks of that staff. You talk
Yeah,
about when you hear anyone talk about Coach Cristobal, it's relationship first.
yeah,
It's y'all's recruiting process is so much different than
yeah,
the way any other school recruits. It's almost like he wants to build a relationship first, and then he's like,
yeah,
oh, and by the way, there's an offer. What
yeah,
what what was your relationship like building that with Coach Cristobal? If you can give us a little insight to what he's like when he's
yeah,
recruiting a top
yeah,
defensive lineman like yourself.
yeah. So Coach Cristobal is like, man, he's a very good person. Like, first, he's a very good person. Not only a coach, very good dad, very good husband. You can tell like when he went on the visit, everybody his wife is a good person, very caring person. And I had a headache at the visit, right? She gave me a what's the thing called? What's the little drink? It's like a good electrolyte drink, and she's like that. It helps the headache. So she gave me a pack of those. Gave me that. I'm like, wow, like thank you, like that's something my
They
mom
actually
would do.
care.
I'm like,
Yeah.
that's what my mom would do, man. So I'm like, that's amazing, man. It's insane because I never met no coach like that throughout the whole process. Like I remember first conversation, he told me about playing the game with his son, beating his son in NCAA bad. Man, I'm like, bro, he never talked like everything. Every time
No
I talk
coach
to a
like
head coach,
that, bro.
I'm saying, bro, every head coach I talked to never said anything about playing no son in a video game. I'm like, you gotta be joking, bro. Like, you gotta be. And I laugh so hard because I'm like, it's like my dad be beating me in NCAA. I don't play the game like that. I don't have no games from now on. My dad just beat me in Madden yesterday. Bad. Like, he beat me with the Broncos, bro. I'm like, dang. Like, come on,
I
nah.
think people forget that y'all don't have time for stuff like that. Like, so
Yeah,
I had Antoine Jackson on before he went to ECU his freshman year. He graduated 17 years old as a freshman in
yeah.
college. Bro never owned a system in his life.
Wow.
So when I'm telling people that, they're like, how is that possible? I'm like, well, what how would you have time? Do you think you would have honestly had time to be good at a video game and be this elite too,
Yeah,
and do school while you still got to be a son? You still got to be somebody's friend. You got to.
yeah.
And I don't think y'all have time for extra stuff. That's
Mhm.
why I don't. I think people just say, "Oh, graduate early," and I don't think they
Yeah,
realize how much y'all sacrifice to graduate early.
yeah.
A lot of the things that we got to experience in a regular high school life y'all don't get to experience, but you make
Hmm.
that sacrifice for a reason to be great
Yeah.
at something. Not
Hmm.
everyone can say from the time they were 14, they started taking classes early because they had it in their mind they wanted to be a D1 athlete, and 4 years
Hmm.
later, they're 2 weeks away from stepping on the campus of the University of Miami.
Yeah.
That's a
Yep.
different level of dedication, bro.
Hmm.
Everyone don't have that. So
Yeah.
that's why I like to ask about that because I think some people would just assume, oh, nah, he probably cold on the game.
Yeah.
You got time for that? You
Yeah, man.
got time
I'm
to be
boo
on no
boo.
game?
I'm boo boo, man. I don't play. I
He
don't be
said
playing.
he said his dad still spank him, bro. He
Yeah,
don't got
man. My
time.
dad, he beat me so bad. I'm like, all right, man. I'm like, man, and it's crazy because the new fundamentals and the mechanics in the game now. I'm like, bro,
You don't got
I'm
it.
used, yeah. I'm like, I'm used to Madden 21. The Madden 21, man, cheat code everywhere.
Yeah.
Madden 20. I'm like, bro, like, what is up? So my dad beat me bad. I'm like, it's all right, man. I ended up
All
like,
right. So
what?
so no video games. What's a
Yeah,
hidden talent though? Do you have a hidden talent outside of destroying guards,
yeah,
tackles, beating double team? We know
yeah.
that. Is there a hidden talent we don't know about?
I love the electric guitar, man. I love it. I love it.
Really?
Yeah, man. I love it. It's the most I'll listen to a song and I hit electric guitar be my favorite song for at least a month. I'm so serious. I wanna have the time to learn it myself because I used to play it. Well, back then I used to play bass and electric guitar because I used to have a music class in second grade, and my teacher was like, "You could like really be really good at this, but football start playing this part of my life." So I kind of had to veer off on the football and leave guitars behind. I literally have a whole base at my house just collecting dust at the moment.
That's fire.
Yeah. So
That's
that's
fire.
what
Hey,
I love it, man.
find some time somewhere to keep on refining that skill, because it's always
Yeah.
good to have something else. It's always good to
Yeah.
have when you want to disconnect. It's always good to be able to pick up a guitar, to be able to do whatever it is you do to disconnect and
Yep.
have that. So bro said he could shred. Okay,
Yeah.
let's
I mean, I can shred a little bit. Like it's kind
hey,
of calm. Yeah. It's
I don't
calm.
trust that. That level of modesty, that don't seem like you. It seemed like you only saying that because you ain't done it in a while. That's
Yeah,
that's that's
I ain't
why.
doing it in a while yet. I just ain't doing it in a while. That's why.
Has
So yeah,
music
that's the
always,
rhythm.
but was it the same the way you fell in love with football, where one day like the electric guitar caught your ear and you got hooked on it? Was it like that same experience when you tackled somebody the first time, when it was just like, I don't know why, but I like this?
Yeah. So the thing is with me is so in second grade. So I never like at first I'm like music class. I'm like, bro, why they gave me this class? So a teacher, I'm like, man. So they assigned us to instruments. So I'm like, okay, and we end up had to play like we had to play a certain part in songs. So I'm playing it. I'm like, man, like I kind of like it's cool. It's tough. Like I'm back there playing. You know, my teacher was like one time like, hey, you think we can play like the Beat It from Michael Jackson, the song from there? He was like, you want to play that? Man, I start practicing it, shredding it. I'm like, okay, he taught me the notes and all that. I'm like, yo, I kind of like this. Then I end up like going. I end up getting older. I'm like, man. So everything started. It was weird for me, man. But I would love to get back onto it, man. I loved it. Ever since that, I loved it. Every time I listen, like literally, I don't know if I'm kind of weirdo for this, but Super Saiyan 3 theme song.
This man
I
said
listened
that
to yeah.
to me of all people.
Oh yeah, I ain't even see those back there. You got a whole collection, man. Oh my
Fam.
god, that's tough. That is tough. Oh my god, that's tough, bro.
It's yeah,
Dang,
the whole. Who's your favorite Dragon Ball character? We here. We might as well get into it. We here now.
man. I mean, so I don't have a really like a really. I always kind of like Vegeta and Jiren a little bit. Goku, I mess with a little bit of Goku, but they was giving Goku a little bit too many powers. They were leaving Vegeta behind, bro. Like man, and I kind of like a
They
little bit of
always give him
Gohan
too many
also.
power ups, bro.
Yeah. Oh, that's tough, bro.
That's
I ain't gonna
tough.
lie. Hey, I could buy one off you, fam. And I can keep one in my room hyped up, man. I know that's like a
Got you,
whole
boy.
selection. That junk is tough, man. I
Yeah,
love it.
Jiren back there. So I don't know if you can see Jiren, but Jiren
Oh
back
yeah, I
there.
can see Jerry. He the biggest one, man.
Yeah. Yeah, he the big. Yeah, he the
Yeah, he's the
biggest
biggest
one
one.
back there. Yeah.
Yeah, and also
All right.
Broly when they. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
so I was about to ask. I was about to ask. Other than, do
yeah.
you have another either whether it's Dragon Ball or another anime? Who are some of your favorite characters?
Oh yeah, Naruto.
Let's
I
go.
like Naruto, Sasuke. I like a little bit of One Punch
Oh,
Man. Yeah, One Punch Man too. A little bit of My Hero Academia. I watched what is it, One Piece also, and also Bleach. Dang, I ain't gonna lie, fam. I need some of them. Them is tough, bro. Oh my, look at Pain up there. Oh my god, look at Itachi. Look at Hidan. Oh my god. Like I forgot the toad name. I forgot the toad. What was his name? It was Gata. Who else in there? Hinata. Man, you got the whole collection, bro. Oh my. Oh, that's Jiraiya. Ain't gonna lie, Jiraiya, one of my favorites too. I was kind of sad that Jiraiya died, bro. Oh, it says you're on mute. It said you. It says you're on mute, fam.
Here we go.
I
Can
can
you hear
hear
me?
you. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Crazy collection.
yeah. That's a lot, bro. That's tough, dude. Oh my god, that's tough.
Yeah, anytime I have people on, I don't think they recognize. The first player to recognize it was Zaire Addison. I played
Yeah.
the intro
Oh yeah,
at one
Zaire. That's
point.
my dog. Bro. That's my
And
dog.
Zaire was like this. And
Yeah.
I was like, hey, what was you looking at? He was like, we started the first. He was like, hey, back up, get out the way. I'm like, Zaire, we got a show to do. He was like, what's behind you? I was like, all right. And it wasn't even
Bro.
impressive at the time. So
Yeah.
he was the first person that was like, hey, what's that behind you? Because at first
Yeah.
no one brought it up. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. So some people do mess with it. Some people do mess with
Yeah.
it. And then I see a lot of y'all post
Yeah.
anime, so I'm like, let me let them bring it up. But he didn't. He ain't let me bring
Yeah.
it up. Our
Yeah.
first interview, the first 10 minutes is nonsense. It was just
Yeah.
straight. It was just straight. Who could be who? Like,
Yeah.
it was just absolute nonsense. But that's why I said like when so everyone needs a getaway. For me,
Yeah.
that's my
Yeah. That's
getaway.
that's one of my getaways too, man. Pop on some old. No, I watched the whole Naruto up
Yes.
to the. I watched a little bit of Shippuden, then I watched Boruto. I don't really like Boruto like that. They kind of,
Same.
yeah,
But I'm gonna make this quick. My issue is you watch Naruto. It took 80 hand signs to do one jutsu. In
yeah,
Boruto, they do
even
one.
yeah, it is too.
I'm like, what? How did
Yeah,
he condense all that into one hand sign?
yeah, man.
I'm not for it.
Yeah,
It's a
he had
cool
the
show,
scientific ninja
but
tool.
that I
Yeah,
hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, I,
yeah,
I wouldn't. Some of the stuff is cool. Some
yeah,
of the stuff is dope, but the technology being involved with ninjas was just not a
yeah,
good idea. I was just
yeah,
like, but some of the snake jutsus are pretty dope. I thought those were
yeah,
pretty cool. But
yeah,
overall, I just don't think they can match the energy of Naruto. Naruto
yeah.
is
They
just
can't. Naruto, Naruto
it's
at his peak is the best. Naruto at his prime is the best. That's probably one of my favorite animes. The plot to that is amazing. It's so much plot armor. It's so much like, and then once you watch it and get it, it's like mind blowing. Cause I'm like, wow, this happened. Whoa, this happened. Oh wow, how did this happen? It's so much, and it all
You
correlates together.
start you start going back to, oh, that's why he did. That's why
Yeah,
they
that's
did.
why he did. Yeah,
Yes,
that's a lot of that, bro.
it's not
Right.
one of those where you kind of can't jump in the middle of that one. You
Yeah,
got too
you
many
can't.
questions.
Mm-hmm.
You wonder like, oh well, why do people care so much that Gara is a good leader now? Like, oh, well,
Yep.
it's because we hated him. That's why. You
Mm-hmm.
have to you have to go through hating him first.
Yeah.
Then
So
you'll understand why you're supposed to appreciate him so much. If you just jump into Shippuden, you're gonna be like, oh well,
yeah.
it's
It was
not
like,
big of
what
a deal that
happened?
he's
What
leading
happened here?
the
Yeah.
army. It's a big deal he leading the army, bro. It's the last
Yep.
person we thought would lead an
Yep.
army. So
Yep.
it's you have to go through that. How much of being a fan of things outside of football help you on the rough days, bro? Because I know
Yeah.
every day ain't 4 sacks,
Mm-hmm.
12 tackles, 6 tackles
Mm-hmm.
for loss. How much of being a fan of music or just having a homie you could talk to, having an
Yeah.
anime you could throw on, how much is that important in the process too for young guys out there that may be
Mm-hmm.
watching somebody like you going, man, he
Yeah.
worked so hard and he worked out so hard. How
Yeah.
did he decompress? Can you speak to how important it is just to have whatever it is that you can have
Mhm.
when you can detach from the game?
Yeah, so it's very important, man, because not everything is about football. You kind of realize that later on in the run, once you're getting into grown man or grown stuff, or you paying for your own stuff. So not everything is about football. It's a lot of people have kind of have they got to have like a cool down moment because like a lot like football can get very stressful, especially with recruiting. Some people need a like a thing to just calm down to or just rely on music. Kind of with Naruto, like Naruto, he has some very like some quotes that really like works in real life. Like he really has quotes
For
that works
real.
in real life, and
He
that's one of the
does.
main things. And that's why I kind of watched Naruto because he went through a lot growing up. He went through a lot. Nobody liked him. He was kind of the outcast. So everybody didn't like him at all. So it was kind of like a lot of people can, I feel like with that, with Naruto or with anime in general, some people's lifestyles or some people's life stories can kind of, compare to yours, or you can be like, oh, they kind of went through that also, or that's how I am, So it's a lot of with that. Also with music, some people can go through the same thing you're going through. Some people think they're going through stuff
Yep.
alone. So a lot of people, that's really the main thing, like music and anime, and just talking to a homeboy or talking to a friend. And a lot of my homeboys, like I used to think I'd be going through stuff alone. They'd be going through the same thing, and I wouldn't even know it until you
Same
talk
thing.
to them. And I'm like, man, I'm like, all it takes to do is just have time to just decompress, relax, and just listen to music or watch anime. Because a lot of people needs those certain things like that. Need to have a calm little cool down, man. Because it's needed, man. I'm telling you from my experience, it is needed because
I'm
I'm so
glad
used
you
to
said it,
working.
because
Yeah,
there's players that look up to you, and there's players that go, well, nah, but he worked 24/7. Yeah, but
yeah,
he still understood when it was time to just like he said, hop on the phone with his boy, like, hey, look,
yeah,
this dude kept getting his hands in on me today. He was driving me
yeah,
crazy. Just
yeah,
I think they think that when you decompress, you're still throwing on film. Like you
yeah,
do have to give yourself some time to back up.
yeah.
And I like that you say you can relate to yourself in these other things. Low
Mhm.
key, Naruto was the first recruit that no one believed in who became a 5-star. Like
Yeah,
he was
yeah, that is true.
literally
That is true.
Vegeta
Nobody
is the
believed in it.
definition of a dude that his homeboy is the 5-star with all the god gifts that you could
Yeah.
possibly want. So he had to work to get
Mhm.
where he got. You
Mhm.
can watch these things and learn lessons from them. So I
Yep.
like that. Not only that you use them as tools for, look, bro, I just need to turn my brain off for 10
Yeah.
minutes, but you also use them as, but what motivation can I gain from this?
Yep.
What can I take from this? I ain't gonna be able to fly. However,
Mhm.
what can I take from this?
Yeah.
If it is pushing past your limits, if it is believing in yourself when no one believes in you,
Mhm.
if it is having that work ethic, when you see other people that are giving it, not worrying about why they are giving it, work for
Mhm.
what you got, because you know you're still gonna surpass them.
Yep.
So you can always find motivation in whatever it is. But I like that you can give that advice to a young guy where it's like, bro,
Yeah.
you can find that same dog mentality
Yeah.
while you chilling watching Ren and Stimpy. I promise
Yep.
you. Like you can relax for 10 minutes, dog. Like
Yeah.
you can.
Yep.
But one of my favorite questions is, when those days are hard, bro, these past 4 years, when your body's sore, you done been up till 2 because you had your second set of classes that night. You got to wake
Mhm.
up early, you got to test that day, and you got a 4-star running back, you playing this week. Your
Yeah.
body's sore, your mind tired. What's that why that keeps you going every day? What's that why that allowed you to continue pushing and getting out of bed on the days when your body told you it couldn't?
So my why is, man. So my why is that the Lord put me in this position to be able to change anybody's life that in my life. So I think about that every time, like, man, so I have the ability to change people's life positively, no matter what I do. I can, I can do this, I can do that. I can always be helpful because, that's what I'm a very helpful person. Like, I love helping. So, I like kind of dwell on that every time, like I'm in this position for a reason. I'm hurting for a reason. I'm tired for a reason. I'm sore for a reason. So, you know, that's my why, man. I get up and do it every morning. I do it for my grandma. I do it for my homeboy, man. I do it more for him. He just passed away like December 8th. So I do it for him. Man. I do a lot of things for him. I look closer to going closer to the Lord, getting closer to the Lord. Just to in honor for him because that's what he want me to do. So yeah,
I love that. I love
yeah,
rest in peace to your homie. You gonna
yeah,
make him proud, bro. You
yeah,
gonna you gonna make him proud with everything you do. When you first step
yeah,
on Green Tree, just know you're not alone on Green Tree.
yeah,
When you make that first tackle, just know he out there losing his mind the
yeah,
first time you make a tackle as a Miami Hurricane.
yep.
Now,
I love
before
that.
we get out of here, give Canes fans a little glimpse into what they are getting. What are we getting in the absolute monster that was built at Newberry that's going to be an early enrollee as a Miami Hurricane?
Okay, well, I'm saying, man, you're gonna get a very, humble guy, a competitive guy, man. I love competing, man. I don't care if we playing a top team or what I'm saying. I don't care if I'm playing the top O line, man. I'm just gonna compete, man. I put the Lord before everything, so I'm gonna go out there and pray, and I'm going whatever God allow me to do out there in the field. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I had
When
to say.
when
Also, go Kings.
when he said he a competitor, y'all, before we started, I was like, "Actually, gonna be an early enrollee." He was like, "I cannot wait to go compete, bro. Like, I don't care who in front of me." Like,
Yeah, man, I
I'm
loved it,
guessing
man.
checkers, racing to the fridge. Have you
Yeah,
always been like this, where it don't matter what it is? Like, if
yeah,
we got off this and I said, "All right, bro, let's line up checkers," you coming from my neck if we play
yeah.
checkers?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
what
not,
I'm
I'm not good at checkers, but I had sisters back then. We'll race to get in the car, open the door, we'll race to get to the refrigerator.
everything
Yeah.
competitive.
So that's I mean I kind of grew up like, man. I always wanted to be the first, or not the first, or the next up. I always wanted to be like that, man. That was always just me. Because then I
I
was
say it
always kind
all
of
the time.
yeah. Oh, you going?
I say it all the time. You can't build championship culture or championship
Mhm.
roster without championship players.
Yep.
Without players, like Newton. This is how you win.
Yeah.
Mario fills up the staff. He fills the roster with guys that don't need to be told to get up early, guys that don't need to be told to do an extra rep, guys that say, forget the stars, forget how many sacks I had.
Yeah.
He didn't say, I can't wait to get my number when I get there. I can't wait to get my jersey. I can't wait. The very first thing he said, we jumped on here. I was like, are you going to early? His very next thing was, bro, I just want to compete. I just want to get on the field and hit. I just want to compete with somebody.
Yeah.
That's how you build championship culture. That's why Mario had to make sure to lock down this recruitment. That's why Jason Taylor calling you while you in the car on the way there, not just to make sure you coming, but to understand, to let you and your family understand you're a priority, because you cannot win games in big time college football without young men like this. That's how you build championship culture, not just at Miami, but like we said earlier, Newberry now has that same mentality now. When you leave, when Quez leaves, nobody gonna be able to slack, because you know what somebody gonna say? Hey, nah, them two never did that. Ever. So you can't. I'm not allowing you to. You can't loaf. You can't take a play off. You can't take a rep off. You can't tap your helmet to come out, because they never did. So that standard of excellence is still going to be there. They're going to be saying your name for years to come there. Every time somebody goes slow on a drill, a whistle going to blow, and they're going, Newton never did that. That standard of excellence, bro, that's going to carry out it's going to be there in Newberry once y'all leave, and that's why you're going to be successful at Miami and at the next level. And whatever you do, bro, you can literally decide tomorrow, look, I'm gonna be a professional basis. I'm trying to be background for Beyonce in a couple years. We're gonna see you background for Beyonce in a couple years, because the mentality you have, and the ability to, when you were 15, to put a goal in your head and accomplish it. That's why you're going to be great no matter what it is you do. I'm just happy you're going to be doing it for my Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah, for sure. I'm happy.
I think I speak for me and everyone in these comments that we're thrilled that we're getting a player not just that's elite on the field, but off the field as well. That is how you build championship culture. So I speak for all of us when I say we cannot wait to see how you develop at Miami, man. We wish you nothing but good luck.
I can't wait, man.
I can't wait. I'm gonna be down there for the spring game. I'm pulling up on y'all. So I'm gonna be down there. So when you hear somebody screaming, you're gonna be like, man, who got the scream? That's me. Don't worry about it.
I got you, man. I'm gonna dap you. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? I'm gonna come dap you, man. I ain't green. I'm a cool person. Yeah.
Hey, let the Canes fans know where they can follow you at on Instagram and Twitter, so they can continue to follow you along your journey throughout spring, throughout fall. And let's support one of our future sack masters.
Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram, Mike YGZ, Mikee YGZ, simple as that. You can also follow me on Twitter, Mykah Newton, MYKAH NEWTON, and with 1 at the end.
I'm gonna link both of those down in the description, and I'm gonna link his huddle too for all of y'all that are going, all right, I need to watch that back, or I need to watch individual games, because you're gonna see different games on his huddle, and you're gonna see certain linemen that you go, oh, he going to LSU, he going to how did he do against they dominated them. So if you want to see those, you can see those too. I'm gonna list those down, because I know a lot of the guys that follow recruiting, they're gonna say, oh, he played against him. I know somebody who plays guard there. So you can click those, and you can watch our guy not just do it this year, but last year as well. And you can go back and watch freshman Newton if you want to go back and watch the young bull and see he's been like that since back then too. Bro, thank you so much for coming on. I cannot wait to see you do your thing.
For sure, man. No problem, man.
I wish you nothing but good health and success, fam.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you so much. Be blessed, man. Everybody be blessed, man.
Go Canes. Hey, go
Canes.
Follow bro right now. Like, share, and subscribe. Click off this. Go follow bro right now. Do not wait until y'all see him at spring practice. Then y'all start DMing me. Hey, what's Newton's Twitter? It's in the description right now. Go follow bro now. Thank you, Brody.
Man.
We out.
No problem.